Hey everyone, how are you? My name is Alex and welcome to another live stream. So you're going to have to forgive me guys for being a little not as pleasant sounding as I normally sound. I went through a lot last night, so I'm not in the best of moods, and that's why I'm live streaming because I need to vent about it. And before I get into the topic of what happened last night, I'm going to make it very clear to everybody that even though I normally restrict myself and everyone else who's a part of Hexacon from talking about, certain graphic and not necessarily what would be considered family friendly topics that can be triggering to people. I have to vent. I need to talk to people, and this is going to make me feel a whole lot better. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just letting you guys know now that if the topic of car accidents and other types of trauma in that category is upsetting to you, then this is a live stream that you are not going to want to watch. If you're down with, listening to me and allowing me to vent to you and being understanding, then cool. I mean, I'm not going to do this all the time, but I need to do something for myself, so this is what I'm going to do. So basically, last night about 3 in the morning, my mother and I were coming back from Walgreens. If you really need to know why we were at Walgreens, we're getting something for my mom because she's recovering from gallbladder surgery and the medicine that she's been taking for it has been making her constipated. So we were getting fleet enema. If you've never heard of that, look it up on Google. It's quite interesting. I'd never heard of it before last night, and I hope to never have to use such a thing. So in any case, we were coming back from Walgreens. Everything was fine. All of a sudden, I realized that my mother had completely zoned out while driving, and she was barreling down on a red light. And I told my mother, "There's a red light." And she just kept on going. And I started yelling at my mother that there was a red light. And I kept yelling at her over and over and over again to the point where I was screaming. My mother still didn't stop. A car who had the right of way pulled right in front of us. And that's when my mother realized, oh my God, we're going to hit the car. And I'm screaming at her to stop. My mother still didn't stop. My mother screamed, oh my God. And our front end slammed right into the side of that car. And I've never been in an accident like that before. I've been in accidents before, but nothing like that. Nothing to that severity. And, you know, the sound of the cars hitting each other, first of all, I can't get that sound out of my head. I can't even really describe it to you. It's like a combination of glass breaking, metal crunching, the airbags going off. I mean, it's just like the biggest kabam you've ever heard in your life. It's very hard for me to put it into words. That's like the best way that I could describe it. And I got hit smack dead in the face and in the chest with the airbag. My mom's airbag deployed as well. Thank heavens we're both wearing our seatbelts, of course. And I have some pretty significant seatbelt burns around my waist because the seatbelt, I don't think it locked properly like it's supposed to when an accident happens. And because, I mean, maybe I've never been in an accident like this, so I don't know if this is normal, but I did have to go back into the car, after the crash, and the seatbelt was just completely slack and just like hanging there. And I don't know if that's like if that's normal or not. I really don't know. But in any case, we. Oh, hi, Pig Cart. How are you? So, we were, in any case, we hit their car. My mother tried to turn right after the impact to get away from the car. That's how delayed my mother's reaction was. And she eventually hit the brake and we stopped. Um, the car was smoking, and I mean, it was smoking pretty hard. And I can still smell that smell of that smoke. I can still taste it in my mouth. It's pretty uncomfortable. You're gonna hear me take some deep breaths from time to time because I probably breathed in a little bit of it. Also, the impact of the airbag hitting my chest. It doesn't hurt to breathe. I want to point that out. I don't have any breathing problems or shortness of breath, but when I breathe in, I do feel the bruise that it left. So, is that, my mother's like, you know, screaming, oh my God. And I don't know if she remembers this, but I yelled something pretty expletive at her. And I'm not going to repeat it here because I just don't want to say those words. But in any case, she was yelling at me to get out of the car. And what you have to understand about that car that we had was that the right passenger door, front right passenger door, the lock is broken, so I can't open it from the inside. So I'm saying, remember there, I can't open the door, you need to go out your side. I can't open the door, you need to go out your side. And she keeps trying to push me, out of the car. And I'm trying to get my seatbelt off. My purse was around my shoulder and it was like wrapped around my arm in a weird way. And it's like I'm trying to get myself free, and my mother keeps pushing me. Obviously, this is related to trauma. My mom's not being dumb or anything like that. Like when people go through trauma, they do all kinds of weird stuff. And she keeps telling me to get out of the car. And I'm like, turn around and go out your door. And that's when she kind of started to go out, but she wouldn't go out. So I started pushing her from behind to make her get out of the car. And I said to her, I'm just going to go out your side. And she's like, okay. And she gets out, but she wouldn't let go of the car door. Like, she would not let go of the car. And I'm like, let go of the car, sit down on the ground. I know it's raining and the ground's wet, but better to have a wet butt than be standing when you have an injury and then fall and get seriously hurt. Do understand too that I have CPR and first aid training, so I kind of approach these things in a very logical, cool manner. So I don't want anybody who's like listening to this to be weirded out by my like very calm, non-traumatized approach to things. It's just, you combine autism with CPR and first aid training plus, studying martial arts for most of my life, and I have a very calm approach to these sorts of situations. That's just how I am. I love to be like a screaming mess like everybody else, but I just don't think that way, or my brain doesn't function that way. So it is what it is. Anyways, my mother finally sits down. The people who were in the car that we hit, they start to get out of the vehicle. They're yelling at both of us, which they have every right to yell at us. I mean, I wasn't driving, but I understand that they're upset, and I'm certainly not argue with them about it. To my horror, my mother's like, saying to me, call 911, call 911. I'm trying to get my phone out. To my horror, I hear the people from the other car say, we got a baby in the car. What the hell's wrong with you? They didn't say hell. They used a much stronger word. And I'm like, oh my God, if that baby is hurt. And thankfully, the toddler was not hurt. But that really set me off at that point. I'm like, oh my God, what in the hell is wrong with my mother? I was so angry at my mother at that point. You have no idea. And so I'm on 911. Luckily, an ambulance just so happened to be driving down that street when right after this had happened, which was just perfect in a sense. So we're they stop to help, but they stop to help my mother and they completely ignore the people from the other vehicle and their baby. And they kept trying to talk to me and I wouldn't talk to them. Like, I wasn't coherent enough at that point because there was just way too much going on. You got flashing lights, people talking, people angry. I'm trying to concentrate on dispatch, that I just ignored them, the EMTs, completely. And that was like the best strategy. And the people were very angry as well, and is right. Well, they should have been, because it's like my mother hits them, and then they start checking out her, and Okay, there we go. I think it's back now. So, the people from the other car started, of course, yelling at the EMTs, and they're like, "We've got a baby. You come over and check us." It's like, what? So you're going to check on her because she's white, but you're going to ignore us? And they had every right to say that because that's exactly what was happening. So, finally, the other EMT, he gets his head out of his butt and he goes over to check on them. Thankfully the toddler was okay, and the folks were standing and they seemed, from what I could observe, that they were okay, as in it didn't look like they had any serious, life threatening injuries, but obviously shaken, obviously traumatized. And, my mother had no right to put these people through that, regardless of whether or not you want to try to call it maybe like some kind of mistake. That's mistake is the wrong kind of word to describe something like that. That was worse than irresponsible. That was reckless. She just completely zoned out. And, when the cops showed up, I spoke to the officer and I told him straight up that the light was red. I kept yelling at her to stop. She didn't stop in time, and we ended up hitting the car. And, my mother admitted fault as well, which is good because she should. And shockingly, and I don't agree with this, the cop gave my mother a verbal warning and that was it. I was shocked. I thought for sure, considering that there was a toddler in the car, considering what I had said, considering that my mother admitted fault and that she had zoned out, that she would have at least gotten a ticket. But the fact that she walked away with a verbal warning infuriates me because you know that if my mother was black, she'd have been hit with like every kind of charge on the planet. She might even have gotten shot. But because she's white, she gets to get away with it. And I'm really tired of this kind of crap. I really am. And I know I'm talking about my mother right now, but my mother is no less immune from this nonsense than anyone else on this planet. And so I was just furious at that point. I was furious at my mother. I was furious at the situation because now we don't have a car. And now, these people are just traumatized by this. Their toddler is traumatized by this. I've been put through something that I should not have been put through. They've been put through something that they should not have been put through. And for what? For what? And so I'm mad. And I'm going to be mad for a long time. And I have every right to be mad. I can hold on to it for as long as I want to. So, that being said, we get to the ER. I like, because I had ignored the EMTs, they didn't check me out at the scene, so I just rode in the passenger side of the ambulance. We get there and it suddenly occurs to me, you know what? I want to get checked out for legal reasons because I'm I'm not going to put up with this. It's like I want to pursue this. I really do. So, they check out my mother and they then check out me, and I had to be checked in separately, and then they got me my own room, and they did a chest x-ray because of me getting hit in the chest by the airbag and how significant the impact was. And so they didn't find any fractures or breaks or anything like that. I'm just really sore. I got hit in the chest with a airbag. So yeah, and no injuries. They didn't see any signs of concussion. I don't feel like I have a concussion. The last time that I had a concussion, I remember what that feels like, and I don't feel that, so I'm pretty sure I don't have one. But I was scared half to death that I might have a second concussion, which is just like, no. So I'm glad that I've walked away pretty much unscathed, other than the minor bruises and, the seatbelt burns that I have on my waist. But that being said, it is what it is. I can't change what happened. I can't control what happened, unfortunately. And I just have to keep on going. I mean, lucky me, I had a fantastic job interview this past Wednesday, and I know I'm going to get that job. I know I am. It's just, they got to have references and all that, which is really no big deal. But I know I'm going to get that job, which means I'll have a fantastic teaching job, and it's within walking distance of my house, or I can take a bus up there, doesn't matter which. So it's a pretty easy thing for me, and that's great. So I don't have anything to worry about regarding that. What I do have to worry about, though, is I'm going to be in the house for myself for a while because my mother, unfortunately, she broke something like some bone in her knee. So she can't lift her knee. And she may or may not have to have surgery. They don't know yet. Which means that she will probably have to do like that in hospital rehab thing for a while. Which means I'm basically going to be in the house by myself, which means I'm going to have to take care of the house by myself, which is really frustrating in so many ways. Um, if you don't know, I have 6 pets. 5 of them eat every single day. And so I'm going to have to manage that. Plus, if I start a new job, I'm going to have to manage that as well. So that's going to be very interesting to deal with. So that's basically what's going on. And I wanted you guys to be aware of all of this. And the reason I'm talking about it in a stream is because I wasn't going to put in a video, obviously. But, I want you guys to be aware that this is what's going on. So videos are going to be a little delayed. Cause I'm really not in the best mood to just like make regular videos. That's just not really gonna work for me. So yeah, but anyway, here we go with the lag. My stream's probably gonna cut out again, I'm sure. Hey, Rockerbuck, how are you? Hey, buddy, how's it going? Good to see you. So, open the world, please. Thank you. I'm undis lag. Really not in the mood for lag. I do not like lag. Lag is what ruins my streams. So anyways, let me show you guys before we talk about the giant boat that was just like in front of me. Um, so this is the giant llama that I built. I had to do a brown llama because the brown llamas are my favorites. And this like platform right here, the stand that's on, is actually going to be the roof of the building for this. So this is basically going to be Llama Land, and Llama Land is going to be one of my pet stores at my base on the Hexacon server. So it's going to be like a God, when I just said on the Hexacon server, I sounded like mumbo jumbo. Anyways, so it's going to be one of the pet stores because, I'm doing like the pet store thing. So I'm going to have like a thing for llamas, a thing for horses. So it's going to be like Llama Land, Horsey Heaven, trying to think, Puppy Palace, Kitty Conundrum. I'm not sure if I'm going to do parrots. I haven't decided yet. I might not. Um, it might if I do parrots, it's going to be called Parrot Parody because I just think that sounds cool. And I'm trying to think what else, what other animals. Oh, and tropical fish, but the tropical fish store is going to be called Fishymon because it's based on a joke from season 1 that I did with Pigcart, where he was talking to me about his, tropical fish aquarium that he had in his house, and he was saying he wanted to, collect them all. And I'm like, gotta catch them all, Fishymon. So that's how that happened. So yeah, this is Llama Land, basically. I'm pretty sure this is hollow inside. Is it? Yes, it is. There's probably like tons of bats in here too. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, there actually aren't any bats. That's interesting. I thought for sure there would be, but that's okay. So I'm undecided what I want to do with this boat. On one hand, I'm thinking of like a blimp balloon because I feel like that would look cool. On the other hand, I'm thinking of like 2 small balloons, which I think would also be interesting. Or maybe doing like some kind of, you know, structure on top of here, like a dome or something like that, that, is kind of submarine looking. And maybe like wings on this, like wing here, wing on the other side, and a wing back here. That's the other thing I was thinking of, but I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what to do with this. I'm like, I built the entire boat last night. Like, I literally did this last night. And for me to build a boat is like really hard, but also to do it quickly is really hard, but it's very boat-like. I mean, it really is. And I'm proud of myself because I'm usually not good at these. And I think I've actually made a mistake here. Maybe. Not sure. Yeah, I did. I did make a mistake. I thought so. So anyways, yeah, boats are usually not an easy thing for me. So for me to be able to do this is pretty, like, cool in its own way. So, this is the underside, which I've lit up because I really don't want bats. Bats just, it's the noises they make that just, like, drive me up a wall. So, Llama Land. It's Llama Land, not Llama Lamp. Oh, that's funny. Rockerbuck thought that I was saying Llama Lamp, kind of like a lava lamp, but no, Llama Land. So, I guess what I'll do right now is kind of work on maybe like a few decorations just because I want to. Is that? Yeah, it's down far enough. So we're going to do that one and we'll grab this and we'll do that right there. This is very like, I know we have all these trapdoor types and I'm like being so classic about this, but that's fine. Okay, now see that I like. I like making my own lamps in the game. I'm not into the lanterns. Like, I am and I'm not. Like, I love the lanterns, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't really want to use them. I like making my own lanterns and lamps and whatnot. I've been doing that for so many years that I'm just not into, the other ones. So, anyways, or, the ones that they added in. Plus, the ones they added in are kind of tiny. That kind of annoys me. Like, I wanted tiny lamps and I also didn't. So, hmm. You know what I think would actually be really cool? Let's get rid of all of this because we don't need it anymore. Um, and let's grab this color because I think. Oh no, wait, actually, let's use yellow. Yellow would be really cool. Humor me, I have like a thought process going on in my head right now. This and this. And I think that's all that I'm really going to need. We're going to keep this very simple. We're going to get rid of these. And we're going to get rid of these. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see, will I be able to make a, I think I will, if I do it right. Is that too small? Yeah, that's a bit small. This could come out great, or it could not. It's not. I don't have enough room to make it as big as I'd like to make it. Although, what I can do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this guy. Nope, that's too big. See, what I want to do is this. And then have, 3 along there. But then it's too... Alternatively, I could start it from back here where I have more space. Which would be perfectly fine, I think. Anyways. So... Hey, now that works. Like this. This is a new thing for me, by the way, like doing a test build of stuff, because I, like, never do things like this. I usually am much more, yeah, it's appropriate size for that. I'm much more not interested in these sorts of things. I don't know how to really describe it. I'm just much more interested in building things in survival mode than doing it this way. Especially because sometimes I can't remember how I had built it, so then I gotta, like, look back at a reference over and over and over again, which can be very irritating for me. Oh, one nice thing that I did for myself too earlier was I made myself some tamagoyaki and some miso soup, and that was very good. I quite enjoyed that. I mean, I kind of flubbed the tamagoyaki, but that's because I'm tired. I'm usually pretty good at rolling the rolled omelets, but in this particular scenario, I was very tired, so I'm like, I kind of don't care. I'm not trying to make this look pretty. I just want to eat it. So, yeah. But it was nice to have a nice meal. And prior to that, I made myself a very nice hot bath, got myself some of those bath salts, and did that. And that was very comforting. It really was. Oh, by the way, Pig Cart, I saw, or I finally like have reacted to you saying that you've been reading my Reddit posts. I'm not gonna talk about my Reddit posts on here, on this live stream. Like I would like to, but I'm not going to. But yeah, I noticed that you said that. Um, but yes, I agree. I should just like sleep for the rest of my life. I've had a very eventful past few months. Let's put it that way. Uh, yeah. So that's if you're wondering why I'm doing this in yellow, there's a reason for it. Try to make it look like it's lit up. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. What would be a great color for that? Huh. I want to, no. This is what I want. I want to pick like a really good color to go for that. Although it would be kind of cool to use the polished andesite now that that's a thing that's available. I think that would be a lot of fun. So let's do that. So boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop. And then like that. I do want to make it so that you can actually go in this too. By the way, I don't want to just like make a thing you can't go into. Like I want it to actually be something that you would that the angle of this bothers me. It bothers me much less now. So I'm just going to try something and we're going to see if it works. If it doesn't look good, we'll undo it. Okay, that's fine. Um, so we've got that there like that. I wonder how good does that look? Ooh, I like that. That's cool. I don't even know why I like that. I just do. Like, I don't even know what purpose it serves other than maybe being a roof and structural integrity or something like that. I don't know. But it just looks cool. So that's the dome thing I was talking about before. But there needs to be a doorway. So we're really just going to go like that. And then delete those two. And that can be like that. That looks very machine-like, which I like. So, yeah, you would go in here, and then, well, this is really cool. And then you drop down in here, obviously, and, yeah. Okay, so that's that part of it. So now for the wings. This is going to be hard. but I think I'll survive. So you're a snow block. We don't want you. You're smooth quartz. Smooth. I said smooth instead of smooth. Is anybody still watching? Yes, there are 2 concurrent viewers. Yay! What kind of wing do we want to do? I kind of want to do like a fish wing. Just because I think it'll look cool. So, probably be good to get rid of that one. I feel like this part ought to be a bit higher up and more elongated, like that. And like that. So that's... I like that. That's cute. Cool. So then we'll do that like that. Kind of don't like the way that looks, but that's okay. We can make adjustments. It is not the end of the world. By the way, I want to point out that anything that I build in this live stream is probably not going to end up in an episode, only because if I've already built it here, why would I build it again? You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. Okay, so for the overall shape, I kind of dislike that. And it's because of that block right there. And these need to go up higher. Okay, that's the shape I was looking for. Now it's time to add in lay stairs. That does not look good. How does that look? That looks significantly better. Oh, that's really bad. This is the unfortunate reality of watching me build stuff, guys, is that I will just, like, obsessively do something over and over and over again until I'm happy with it. That doesn't bother me quite so much anymore, but this right here does. So we'll do this one, and then that one. wanted it to curve inward like that. Like, you see where I'm going with the cursor? That's what I really want it to do, and it's not doing that, and it's going to drive me insane. So, let's try this instead. If we had vertical slabs, this would not be a problem. That's not that bad, actually. That's pretty much what I was going for. Let me just do this right here like that. Okay, that's, I can live with that. I'm never going to remember how I made it, but I can live with it. Actually, let me, do that right there. Yeah, I can live with it. It's fine. It doesn't really look like it's attached, but we can work that out by simply going like this, I guess. No, that looks stupid. I don't know how to, make this look more attached. Other than maybe go like that. Yeah, now it looks like it's part of the ship, which is what we wanted. But the wings that are going to go over here are going to be a lot harder to do. And they can't even be this, and they have to be the same kind of wing. Oh dear. I'm beginning to realize that I no longer like this after I spent all that time on it. Oh boy. I suppose this is the nice thing about doing things on a test world. Bird-like wings would be a lot cooler, and I think they would fit the style of this much better. So lo and behold, I'm about to destroy this whole thing in front of you guys. Oh no, so horrible. Look at what I'm doing. I'm destroying this thing that I made you guys watch me build. But it's immortalized on the stream, so, you know, you can see it in the future. It does exist. You can watch this very exciting stream back over and over again just to see, like, what it is. Or see what it was. Let's do something a bit more like a bat wing. I think that'll be cooler. And I can hear my neighbor's dog shrieking upstairs. I apologize if you guys can hear it, although I doubt you'd be able to. No. That way. Like that. Is that high enough? Yeah, it is. I think it's okay. I need to make it kind of, stick out a bit more. Like this. Yeah, that works. I like that. I don't even know why I like it. I just do. So here comes the challenging part. The very challenging part. Because I gotta make this be on an angle where it's not, like, terribly cluttered right here. Like, it's not a bunch of black clutter. There's nothing that annoys me more than when blacks look like they're cluttered. I think that's okay. I don't like the angle of that. That's better. I don't like that at all either. That doesn't look right. It's too big. It's... It looks like it's swooping like that, you know? I don't... I might have to, like, look on, like, Google or something and not, like, copy someone, but, like, look at a reference, because I'm having some difficulty with this. Although, I could just be a bit more intelligent about it. And continue building in the angle that I was originally going in. Now, why does that work so much better? That's fine. It really is. I mean, I'm gonna do maybe like that right there. Does that... Oh, that's like perfectly fine. There we go. Okay, so we've worked that out, or worked out that problem. So... Do I want to go up, or do I want to go down? We want to go up. We're going on up. To the east side. Finally found a piece of the pie. See, that's perfectly fine. I mean, it looks weird right now, but it's fine. Trust me, it's fine. So, now let me just fill everything in, which is going to be the fun part. And also the easy part. I haven't done... why am I falling? I haven't done steampunk in such a long time. And I was actually talking to Blue Nerd on his Discord about that, and I'm like, he had said that he did it like a long time ago, and it had been a while. I'm like, I'm the exact same way. I haven't done this in a long time, so this is almost new for me, or like I'm making new discoveries. Let's put it that way, because it's so like outside my comfort zone in a sense, because I haven't done it in so long. Like, I've done it before. I even have a video about an airship that I made that I was like really proud of, and am still proud of to this day. So, yeah. But I know it looks weird, but I think you guys can kind of see what I'm going for here. So, do that one, and then we'll do that one. Perfect. More or less. Cool. Okay, so then we'll do this guy right there. I think. Yeah, that guy. No, like that. Yep, that's what I was looking for. More like, or what I was aiming for, more like a fish kind of wing than the kind of wing that maybe you guys are thinking of. So, that might not... Oh, that actually works. Hooray, I did it! I'm not a total failure, yay! So, why don't we actually do something kind of smart here and go like this. Do a little bit of that. Now that I like. I think that looks really cool. I'm quite happy with that. I feel like I ought to get rid of these two blocks though and replace them with that. Oh yeah, that's fine. And we're going to go like this and we're going to go like that. Yep, that does it. I don't know why that does it. It just does it. It's what I want and that's what's important. So obviously it can't just like stay like that. It's got to have wings too. The wings are going to be pretty much the same thing. So yeah, it would be kind of cool if I actually made them look like they're like flapping up and down, I guess. I don't know. But I'm starting to get tired again and I don't want to get a headache, so I think I'm going to actually call it here, guys. But I do want to thank you very much for watching. I appreciate that you guys tuned in very much. So, yeah, I do want to thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this very odd live stream. This is definitely different for me, especially considering the circumstances. But yeah, this has been fun. You know, it felt good to vent. So yeah, but anyways, thank you guys, and if you like this, then feel free to subscribe, comment, and like if you want to see more. And as always, I will see you guys next time.